Fight, fight, fight through the fingers. Fight, fight, fight till everything hurts. Fight, fight, fight and never back down. Fight, 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 you got your back now. Fight, fight, fight. Through the fingers, through the fingers, through the fingers.
Bam. We
Hey.
are live. Yes, we are. Brawl. It's over.
Brawl is over.
Long weekend, man.
It
was.
was a bit of a long weekend. It was good though. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it felt really long for me because I stayed for the seminar and spent another night there. But it
Yeah.
was great night anyway. Yeah, it was fun.
We saw
It
a
was-
lot of familiar faces.
Oh, there was legends there, man. Like Vern Martell. Fuck. And he
Vern
pulled
Martell.
good too. Yeah.
Did really good, yeah.
Oh yeah. One armed bandit. Jeez.
And there's some new faces.
Yeah, new faces, some people I'd never seen before there. Yeah,
People from Manitoba, people from BC.
yeah,
Some old faces from
those guys from
BC.
Manitoba were pretty cool. I liked them. Yeah, they're good guys.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Was it Joshua Weeb? Is that it?
Jordan Weeb.
Yeah, the one that he just killed. He was really good. I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
He
Jordan.
messaged today and he said he's going to watch it, but I told him, I said, we'll get you on and we can talk about it too, right? So,
No, totally. We can get a couple of the guys on. It was
yeah.
good. High level tournament for sure. There's some really high level showings, honestly.
Oh, there was. I was impressed by the level for sure. I was a
Me
little
too.
upset. I got stretched out pretty good in my match, and I just decided not to pull. But part of me says, "Oh, you should have pulled anyway." But I really was. So by the time a couple hours after my match, I couldn't even bend my wrist. So
Fair.
yeah, yep. Fair. So I guess we can start off with my match.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start by saying I know I was making a ton of excuses in my head that day. I think I was setting myself up before the match started because I was on the toilet shitting all night. But tell you the truth, all I would have been is a little stronger. And because of how bad he was beating me in the setups, it really wouldn't have mattered. Like, yeah, like, I don't think it wasn't a strength issue. Like I didn't feel like he
was
was
you were trying to roll, but you had nothing to roll through, right?
He just kept me
on.
Yeah, he just kept, like actually his hand. I never felt, well, not too many people. The only guy that really gets around my hand is Josh Bellin usually. And I mean, a guy John Thompson's size, it's ridiculous how big his hand is. So, when I got trapped in that hand, I really couldn't. I mean, I was maybe accessing 70% of my power a few times, like when I was just saying screw it and just kind of trying to hit. But he just kept me under my power. He had hand control on the setup. And basically, it just showed me that there is levels. And, I think I focus too much on strength and I need to focus more on actual pulling. And the pulling part I'm good at too. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is the setup. There's no reason I should be starting that disadvantage in a setup. I need to learn my setups. So,
but I mean, you're going against a guy who really knows what he's doing too, right? He's a hand specialist, and he's really trying to put you at a disadvantage right from the get-go. Every second, every time there's a micro movement, he's trying to get advantage, right?
Oh, and he did. So, I mean, I thought before the match, if I lost, that's where I would lose a match. And it was where I lost the match. A lot of times I settle for crap in the setup just because I'm so strong that I don't care, right? I'm just like, my hand's so strong, I'll just bend your hand back during the match. But with John, it was a big disadvantage on the go. I don't really think I hit the go. I didn't miss the goes, but I definitely missed the setup, so it was good. It was good learning.
Yeah.
Actually, it gave me a lot. It gave me a lot, right? It gave me a lot on where I need to work and what I need to focus on. And I think if I clean up my setup, people are going to be in a lot of trouble because if I start fighting and getting what I want in the setup, I think I'm going to be really good. So, you know, I
Yeah.
have, and I've never lost a super match, so it was hard. I took it hard, right? So, um, I've only had 4 of them, but I wanted to stay undefeated, and that was a bitter pill to swallow. But I couldn't have thought. You know what? I hung out with him afterwards. Me, Sean, and him hung out. Great guy. Probably a friend for life now, and I don't mind losing to him. And plus, it helped me. I learned a lot, so it was good.
Yeah, he bought me some freaking some food. He was that nice of a guy.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. Yeah, really nice guy. Yeah, we
Same with
all.
Sean. He's always buying me food. You
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, why not?
Everyone's always buying me food, fueling the mass.
Nothing wrong with that, buddy. You got to get massive. We got to help you, right? Yeah, yeah. No,
Speaking
it
of
was great.
setups,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of setups, I mean, a lot of people today lost in the setup. It looked like
A lot of
or
the a lot of the
that
matches
day.
were decided before this go.
It looked like most of the matches were decided, yeah, before the go. It looked like someone was always getting a big disadvantage in the setup compared to the other, right? And I mean,
Yeah. And if you really look at it too, it was those elite pullers that were there that were making winning the setups, right? So I mean, it just goes to show it's one of the things, right? I mean, like I can be as strong as I can be, and I am strong. Like I'm very strong. Like John, I mean, he didn't tell me, but I think he told Sean that my hand was like iron, but I just didn't have the adjustments and I didn't know what to do. And his hand, I was very uncomfortable with how his hand felt because, like I said, I've never really had anybody. I have the advantage because I got such a thick thumb that most people don't get around my hand. So I didn't really know what to do. Like the only one that does is Matt too, right? Matt or Josh. They're the only ones that gobble my hand up.
your hand's so thick. The main problem is when they go to grab you, they're forced to cock their wrist back to get around to grab your thumb. To grab your thumb, you have to go like this. So
Yep.
you're at a disadvantage from the guy. I know I am.
Well, you know what? Most normal size hands, I'm fine because I'm so strong. And if they don't get around my hand, I crack that wrist no matter how we grip up. But with John,
Yeah.
because he had so much of an advantage and so much coverage on my hand, I was fully pronated, but into the palm of his hand. So, like,
Yeah. You're
I
rolling
was trying to
in
crack his
and
wrist from the center of his hand. Like, it was really, yeah, it wasn't. You know what? It actually chinked a little bit. I felt it chink a little bit, but
what you're doing is a technique. It's just you have
I
to
need
have
the grip for
your
ice.
hand has to actually be stronger than theirs in a way. It's just their fingers are too strong. That you do that when your hand's stronger, but you can't go through their fingers, so you just rip the wrist right over, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And he almost did, honestly. When he started to apply side pressure at one point, he started to crack his own wrist, but then he recollected, climbed, kind of.
He was going side pressure because he thought he could. He was testing, like thinking that he was stronger than me. But then when he went side
Yeah,
pressure and it didn't move, his wrist was cracking. So I was hoping when he was doing that he wouldn't climb. Right? If he would have
the
just kept,
first he did.
yeah, he did. But if he would have just kept, I was hoping that he was going to keep pounding because eventually he would have when he went back. I was going to time it and
He was
fly
gonna
in.
turn. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but then when he figured it out, right when I was thinking, oh, look at this, he's trying to pin me, and it was just like bang, 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 and his wrist was cracking.
too much. Yeah,
I was like, yeah. And then right when I was about to time it, you see me kind of itching. I wanted to, and then he
yeah,
climbed, and I was like, oh fuck, yeah. And then
yeah. And he was waiting and waiting with like he had your bone line, he saw you kind of going for it, and he
Mhm,
completely took the bone line, and then it was
mhm.
over.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it was a good match. I mean, on short notice, I think you did great, man.
I had 1 week.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They
So
asked
I
me on
mean,
Saturday, the weekend before. So,
yeah, of
so I think I did good, and I learned a lot. So you know what?
course.
I'm really happy I took the match because what it taught me and what it told me I need to get better at is just going to
Yeah,
make me a beast on the table. So
totally. And then the second match was
Cody.
Cody Sluggett versus Jeremy.
That was left-handed in the first one.
Was that left hand?
Yep. The
Left
right
hand
hand was
first.
the second one.
And yeah, I mean, I don't want to have told you so, but not you,
I
but
know.
like just in general. But no, I think Cody really took this match super serious and just put in more effort in the lead up. So you get what you give, right? And he put in more and got a little more. Stylistically, he made, the first round he was getting pinned inside, pretty much flopped both sides, I think.
Kind of with speed.
So I mean,
Jeremy
I jumped up there.
Right away,
Yeah. So I just jumped up and talked to Cody, asked how he felt, and he was telling me what was going on, and we kind of he knew what he had to do. I just kind of reinforced that idea for him that you could do it, type of thing, on both arms. The confidence helps, just having someone saying, "Yeah, you definitely have to do that. You can do it."
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily telling him anything new. It was
when I felt
reinforcing what he was. I'm pretty sure I need to do this. It's like, oh yeah, 100%. You were doing good and whatnot. So I mean, after he made his adjustments, both matches, I guess we'll go over both because it kind of went the same.
Yeah,
he just kind of was in cruise control from there.
Yeah,
he fought the height. He fought center table. He fought everything at once, which is what he had to do. He didn't leave like holes. And when he did leave a hole, Jeremy, was fast enough just to kind of, as soon as there was a hole, he took it. As soon as there was a hole, he took it, right?
Yeah.
Very experienced puller, very good puller. I think Cody just
and Jeremy's
trained harder, trained more, and just
he hasn't competed in a long time, Jeremy, because of his work. He hasn't been able to
right.
So it was rust. Yeah,
took the advantage.
Yeah. Well,
and it looked like Jeremy started to burn out after he got in war. So
yeah, well, the thing is Jeremy he didn't have the endurance, right? No.
And Cody's got pretty good endurance.
Cody's got excellent endurance. Yeah, really good. And that's because you know what? He's always, like he said, he's always pulling 100% against us in practice. And just that, 2 years of always trying to pull 100% all the time, eventually you're just going to get like some crazy ass endurance, right? So.
Oh, totally, man. It's going to do it for you.
I felt him that last practice there at Stu's. And I had to really, I had to give some, I used to use Cody as a warm-up for a while. He was strong, but it was always good, right? It was just that constant pressure, and I would control his hand because he used to have a really weak hand. And all of a sudden, we gripped up, and he flashed me, and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, oh, "You're not doing that again." So I pinned him a few times, right? But it took me I'm telling you, he was way stronger, man. Like 20% stronger than I remember him being. So I had a feeling he was going to beat Jeremy just because I thought he was going to be way too strong for Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to Cody.
Yeah, congrats.
He did a great job. He really showed up. Showed what the Red Deer Club's all about,
Oh, yeah. We did good as a club, really. The ones that did show up did really well. You did really well.
Showing.
Yeah.
I mean, the third match was Jesse Harrow versus Jordan Weeb.
Yeah, Jordan Weeb. Yeah, that's it. And
Jordan Weeb was just too much for Jesse. Jesse kind of, it looked like he maybe looked like he was close to maybe getting a few angles somewhere, maybe, but it just looked like Jordan just had too much horsepower. Really,
it was too explosive.
It was a horsepower.
Well, he was getting the setup and exploding on the go. So
Jesse was being put in bad spot right from the start.
Right off the go. Yeah,
Jesse's super strong. Like, don't get me wrong, the guy is like crazy strong. There's just some technical things that Jordan was doing that just, if you're not some things you do technically in the setup, the only thing they can do to really negate it is to match it. And if you don't know that and you try to kind of go against it, you're giving them everything they want. Sometimes you have to literally just whatever pressure they're doing, mimic it. That's maybe your best shot sometimes. Not all the time, obviously, it's all different, but a lot of the time when someone's taking everything, you got to try to take it all too, So if you just try to keep one thing, well, they just took, 9 things, you know what I mean? So if you're inexperienced in the setup, it can lead to instantaneous, boom, disadvantage. Like right off the go, like the second there's a go, there's a disadvantage because you're just not prepared for everything to fall at once.
Especially when especially if the guys are getting the setup and then they're firing. Oh,
right. Yeah. If you even have one more piece than them, usually you can get a pin, a flash pin. Even it's all it takes. Yeah. It's when it's pretty matched that it becomes okay. Now I gotta get arm. Like if you can get arm connection, if you know your hand won't buckle and you got arm connection, you're good just to drive. If people don't know when you should drive, when you feel that your hand is not going to buckle, drive. That's the time. So if you can set up and feel that, oh, they can't buckle my hand, right from the go, you can just go because there's nothing. They can't buckle your hand, so you know your
that
arm
feeling.
connection.
Yeah,
exactly. But when you're in the opposite, it feels like you're being. It feels like they're twisting it, especially in the strap, and you feel like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And there are tricks. There are tricks you can do, but in the end, you have to either out hand them or match them as best you can. Because as we saw, the setup can be everything.
Well, yeah, it can be, and I mean straps too. If you can get to the straps early, if I would have got to the straps the first round, I had arm left still, but by the time third round came, I got my wrist bent so badly, and I didn't want to let him win, so I did so much damage to my arm that I had no arm in the third round. So. But if I would have got that slip in the first round, like I thought I got, it could have been different because my back pressure is really strong if it gets connected. But third round I was done. So
it all comes from the only thing you can do without the hand is it all comes through the hand. If you can't use your hand, you only got one option. That's a flop.
Well, yeah, you got
to every other option you need. Have some sort of hand, right?
But I need some. I can't flop from center. I can't flop really anyway.
Flop from center. Imagine trying to flop from B side. I can do it.
I can't.
But it's.
I don't flop.
The thing is, through your hand, you gotta get center table control before you can do it. You gotta pull back so your elbow center that way you can throw your elbow in or your shoulder in to then press, even if it's a flop or press. Just because if you're past center when you go through the shoulder, you won't have enough, and you'll jump into like an arm break.
You just. Exactly.
Because
that's how I felt. I felt like
you're trying to rotate, and if you jump in and get caught B side, like if you try to rotate, that's how you snap the arms. The rotational force, not really the pushing force. It's that spiral rotation.
It's getting it in there.
Fight with, right?
Snap. Yeah. I only feel comfortable.
And there's more one in.
I got to be A side, and then I can, and I press kind of over.
Yeah.
And I don't really actually flop press, so. I kind of need that. I needed it to just, instead of being here, I needed to get to about there, and then I could have done it. I would have got it. But I couldn't get it there. I tried getting it there, and it just didn't go. Yeah, Sean did it. If you watch, Sean did exactly what I wanted to do. That's how Sean won against him in the final.
Yeah. We'll highlight some of the tournament moments here in a minute, probably.
Yep.
The last match was Curtis Mocan versus Joe Fox.
Yeah. That was, I
think Curtis
did pretty good.
I think Curtis did pretty good. But much like your match, it became a chess match. And once it became a chess match, Joe was the one on top. Joe was the one gaining every time the microphone. Joe gained, right? Same with you. Yeah. So it became a battle of the hand, a battle of control. And even though it looked like Joe Fox was being stretched out, which he was being kind of stretched out, Curtis was in there deep. Curtis just couldn't get the arm connected enough to put enough horsepower down, right? He was putting so much effort in, but it was going to the wrong direction because Joe was pulling him so good, right? That the effort was enough to win him, but the amount of power applied to Joe because the hand control and everything, it just wasn't enough.
And Joe was getting everything, and he didn't care that he was here. He didn't care. He was like, no, wham, and he would just, you know what I mean? Joe looked actually good. He looked like he's hitting form.
He was in control at some points and just wanted to put on a show for people, for sure. There was definitely points. But again, not taking anything for Curtis, I think he did really good. That first round especially, Joe, I think, was surprised. Like, wow, the power was there. He just got disconnected. Like, I don't think Curtis needs to go and hit the room afterwards and be like, dang, I need to get stronger. I don't think it's a strength
he doesn't need to get stronger. He doesn't need to get stronger. You know what the problem was? Is he went right into Joe's arm, but he didn't really have hand control. Like Joe was his hand was protecting him. So Curtis actually got him, like, close, but he had to try to chink that hand. You know what I mean? If he would have actually attacked the hand of Joe early, he might have had a chance. But instead, he was trying to go through Joe's arm. Yeah.
And I think round one, I think initially he did try to fight the hand, but I think he just felt, oh no, I can't do it. Like it's too much.
Right into the arm. Yeah.
It's too much. I got to go on the arm because he knows in his head how strong he is. He's like, I'm super strong. If I can just get on his arm, he's not going to beat my arm.
Yeah.
Which again, if he was maybe more, if like at one point I think he was in a pretty good press position, but Joe again just so strong.
Well,
He just
when I see Joe lose, yeah, when I see Joe lose, people usually crack his hand and beat him.
yeah.
That's kind of the
But
only
yeah,
way to beat Joe, unless you're just a freak. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Unless you're a
because Joe was
freak.
surged from underneath here, bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
yeah.
So
And his second hits are so powerful. He's somebody that
that's
can do a second and third hit like power, just like it's the first hit. Yeah,
yep. Yeah, there's no like recollection moment. It's bang, 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 right?
yeah.
Because he's
Joe's
got
a
handles, so
beast.
doesn't need to recollect. He's always collected, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So congrats to Joe. He got the win. Congrats to Curtis for putting up such a good fight.
yeah. Curtis, man,
All the
beast.
super matches were good. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It
Yeah,
was
they
a
were
good
good,
time on
man.
it.
Like I said, I mean, even losing, you get a lot out of anybody out there that does lose, just make sure you analyze how you lost. It's really important. So
Everyone out there, when you do lose, you mean
yeah, when you do, yeah. But sometimes it's good to
don't
lose
don't
every
think
so
losing.
often. So your head
Okay,
doesn't swell up too much. Yeah.
losing. What I think about losing is that there's no more ample time for growth than after a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
You've just been shown exactly what your weakness is,
Yep.
especially if you're honed in and you get beat. You're shown
Yeah.
exactly what you have to do. You're basically told, you think like your mind is told I can do it, and then you're
Mhm.
basically shown a floor plan of how you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
So I mean, there's no better way. They show you the route to success basically by you losing. Like I lost, right? I mean, I
Mhm.
saw how I lost though, so now I know. I
Mhm.
mean, things happen. I mean, I was testing out some stuff. I was able to actually top roll with the left, which has been
Yeah.
working recently. But for people that don't know, it, if anyone meets me, you see, you probably can't tell, I have tiny hands, like tiny, tiny, tiny hands. Like
They're not
you'd be
huge.
surprised how skinny and small, like my pinky fingers, maybe 2 inches. I think it's less than 2 inches. Like it's that small. Like no joke. It's tiny. So for me to be able to top roll, I got to be very quick because there's not much for me to use to rip them around. Right.
Mhm.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's been working until it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of the tournament, let's get into that. I mean,
Yeah. Let's
good
get into that.
showing. I think we said 225 entries.
It was two
So
thirty
that's
six or
great.
something,
I
wasn't
don't
it?
think
Yeah, I think it was yeah. He said 250, but
236.
then I
Only
seen either 227 or yeah, it was good. Good showing
yeah, something
anyway
like that.
for Grand Prairie. Like that's 8 hours
Oh
of
yeah,
work. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty
and
good.
people came from different provinces for it too. It was a good
Yeah,
turnout,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Well, and that's just it. And I'll go next year. And I talked to Uncle John. I said, I'm going to turn into a beast. And if you are still think if you're still at the same level or better, said, hopefully I can run it back with you and actually plan it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would really like that match, with a proper deload and a training. And not that it would have changed anything this time, because like I said, he beat me in the setup, right? So, but
Flaws,
I'm
you
gonna
wouldn't
I'm
have to
gonna be
know, right?
yeah, I'll be a lot different next year. Yeah, yeah. I know that. I just want to learn from this, and I even wrote in my post, I said, if it's Jason Constantini I see in December, he better just thank John for his ass whooping, because I'm coming in fucking crazy.
Totally.
Yeah, the birds. I got home
So I
yesterday and
mean,
worked out last night an hour and a half. So
that's how you do it.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh
Zilla was there. I mean,
yeah,
he was announced for a little bit. But I think they jumped into the tournament about 15, 20 minutes after the super matches were done. Started with kids, or sorry, it was a kid, yeah, kids, then women, then masters and grandmasters. We saw some good showings in the masters and grandmasters. Vern Martel was in the grandmasters, I believe.
yep. It was
Did
Grandmaster.
really, really good.
Yep. Brad Prinz gave him a
And
war.
Brad Prince also, yep. And Brad Prince got a win on the Masters.
Yeah.
He got first place Masters.
Oh, did
So
he?
he also did a really good job for Brad. Or
Oh yeah,
support Brad.
yeah,
Um, a bunch of different there was a couple battles going on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There were some killers.
There were some
It
killers,
was
man. Jacob
in
Lee.
my class. Yeah, Jacob Lee,
Wow.
he's really good. I had the pleasure of
Getting
arm wrestling him.
back by him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was he, yeah, there's things that
Yeah.
I don't know the answers to right now. I've showed some stuff that I don't know how to
How to
do
respond to
even
it
with.
or do it. Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna have to learn some stuff, which is
yeah.
cool. It's fun. I like it. My left, I didn't expect my left to be at the level it is. I mean, I've been training it pretty aggressively this year with Austin. Like on the table, there was some
Yeah.
times where I'd go
Well, for sure.
20.
Uh-oh. You're breaking up, brother. You're breaking up. You're all robotic.
Armor every day hard. So I mean, I guess I got it really good. I must have freaking brought it up way further than I thought. Because I mean, oh, am I? Oh
Not
no,
well, yeah, no, you're better
let's see if
now. You
open
just
this.
heard me now.
Will help me.
I said that
Am I
10
back yet?
seconds ago.
No. I heard you the whole time.
Okay. Mhm.
No, I was just waiting for it to subside.
You're good now.
I'm back. Okay, I was gonna say,
Mhm.
freaking, but yeah, the bunch of good guys did really good. Brian Marginette did really good. John Griffith
He's so good.
did really good.
John's getting really good.
He's
He's a
getting
young
really
guy,
good.
man. He's just a young guy.
Yeah, I need to work on the way I was setting up. The way I chose to set up was like my super match setup, which I know was going to blow my hand up really bad, but I thought maybe if I flashed everybody fast enough, it
Wouldn't
wouldn't be
matter.
an issue.
Yeah.
But after Jacob Lee, I think because on the ready go with Jacob Lee, I actually hit first and I started going a bit, and then he turned me over and just ripped me down. But my arm barely felt it. It was my hand. I resisted so much in the hand as it went.
Mhm.
Oh man, my hand was toasted by then. And I tried to go outside with John Griffith, couldn't. I had nothing. He almost flash pinned me, so I went in, and then I got a restart because
You beat him one round, didn't you? And then he came back and got you the second time?
no. Well, basically, I got a professional restart. I'm thankful for it. So, it is what it is. I mean, I'm the one who made a mistake. Really, I didn't follow the rule that you should always wait until the call is made, right?
Oh,
And I
yeah,
learned
yeah.
that the hard way. But I did
Oh,
get a second chance, which I'm really appreciative of. And then John Griffith just just destroyed me. So I'm good with that, though. Hey, man, I'm good with that. Nothing wrong with getting pinned,
yeah.
especially by a guy
You
who's
know,
doing so good, right?
Hugh asked if anything was learned from Todd. Well, you weren't there.
I wasn't there, no, but
And
I
then
was
I
gonna say
was.
I got to pull like a who I consider a good friend of mine, I guess, or like at least a friend of mine, Daryl Johnson.
Oh, yeah. And you got a win on him. Yeah.
Daryl,
Yeah. You
I got
flashed him. Yeah.
I got lucky this time and was able to flash him. I just stayed out of his power and ran away the whole time, basically.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, blew my hand up doing that. It's not a doing that takes a lot. Knowing how to do that is one thing. I thought I'd be able to do it. I'm like, okay, I know how to do it. It's fine. But doing it's another thing. I executed it pretty good, but it blew my hand to piss. Like my hand was heart beating and it was like tingly by the freaking like third, fourth, fifth match. So I was like, oh man, my hand is cooked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Well, that's
learned a
good,
lot.
though. Daryl, man. That's
Yeah,
fucking good.
I'm really happy I pulled Daryl, man. That's all I wanted. When I heard he was there, I'm like, I just hope I get to pull Daryl.
Hmm.
Just because Daryl's like I can really like a really good gauge. You know what I mean? If I can do good against Daryl, it's a good gauge. I'll know,
Good.
I know where I am better.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about Jacob Lee. That's like a little bit 2 years down the road. Yeah.
Left arm, I'm surprised I did as good as I did, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the thing was I got him off the hop kind of, and I hit a brick wall. I like felt it. I felt like his wrist like do this a little bit. Like I felt his pronator start to go, and then nothing. It just boom, and then it was like when I say nothing, I didn't even feel him like rip me open. Like I said, I didn't feel it in the arm at all.
Yeah.
It was just my hand felt like my hand got like burnt backwards. It was pretty aggressive, man. I wasn't aggressive enough. He was far more aggressive than me, and the guy's so strong. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think there was a way I could have beat him. Looking back at it, feeling how he pulled, I don't think if I would have went for a flop instead, I don't think that would. I think that would have been worse. I think I would have went. And he just would have pulled my whole body over the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, well, and then who else? Trying to think of the stand. Cody, Cody ended up doing pretty good too in the tournament. After all that, the super matches, I think he got second. I think he said. What do you
Yeah.
say?
Am I still cutting out real bad?
Just your picture got really like I couldn't see anymore. You were all pixelated. I'm not sure what's going on. It's usually not that bad. Tonight it's like for some reason. Oh, that's a little better. A little better. Yeah, just tonight it's
No, I think
not liking you tonight.
I'm
Hmm.
using data, so I don't know why my data works good a lot of the time, and then it works like shit.
That could be why. Maybe you
Yeah,
have a
it's starting to work
data
good again.
saver or something on.
Yeah, I made sure to turn it off so it's not connected to any Wi-Fi, but it keeps on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, was your audio earlier? You went all robotic for a little while, and then
Yeah, sound cool.
yeah, I can hear you now. But then the camera started. You went all you go all pixelated like
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
don't know
wasn't
why.
sure.
I got unlimited data, tons of it. So
Hmm.
it's cheap
Yeah.
now. It used to be expensive to get a bunch of data. Now it's cheap. So
Well, it's really cheap now, man. I just got like,
I still
hey, for
remember when it was
35
freaking.
bucks, I give you 50 gigs a month. I was like,
It was
okay.
like,
I did. I got 35. I
dude,
got
I
50
remember it was.
gigs.
I might this make me sound a little old, man. Yeah, I remember when it was $1 for 5 megabytes.
Oh, I know. I
That
know.
was the plan.
I know.
Or you could do 5 cents a megabyte, but you had like a limit. But if you did the $5, or sorry, $1 for 5 megabytes, it was like 4 times more expensive, but it was unlimited. The other one,
Yeah.
if you ran up your like limit, it would be like $5 a megabyte. Like the one with
Yeah.
the that
You
was
get a
cheaper
bill
if you
for a
went for
thousand
you
dollars.
blow over exactly. So everyone would get the one that was just a straight cost because it's like, well, you can't go over
Yeah.
and it's easier to. But they get so many people with that. I remember people like, oh, I forgot it on or blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
It was bad.
Oh, I know.
Roaming's bad like that. If you roam
Yeah.
states, you can be charged thousands of dollars.
Well, see,
Just it's basically those charges from back in the day.
I left my plans and I got pay as you go through all my phones. So that way I just buy a $50
Nice.
card every month and that's it. And I get 50 gigs of data and I can call anywhere in North America and text. So I'm like, hey, why not? That's a good deal. And then not only that, and then you hook it up in a fake name like I did. So they're not even in my name. So
Yeah. Well, they don't have to be.
no, no. Why do you want your phone your name? No way. That way you want to just chuck it or get rid of it. Good.
I give people my phone number. I don't want people finding me and getting a phone number.
Yeah,
If you had to
yeah.
find a phone number to get in contact with me, it's not personal because you could have hit me up on social media, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Zane Lewis, he wants to hear more. He's like, the results are posted on the Alberta forum, so you can what just say you can use it to discuss it. You know
If
what?
I
The
try to
thing
bring it
is,
up
there's
on
only
my
certain
phone,
matches stand out for me from the tournament. Yeah. Yeah.
there was a lot of good matches. I mean, Davin Newdorf, he did pretty good. I arm wrestled him before. He was looking really strong. There was some killers though in his class, like some real deadly. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was tall, had like a kind of like a navy green shirt and glasses. And yeah, he apparently was just iron, I heard. I don't remember his name, but he was
Who
iron.
was the Ryan guy that was given problems in the supers?
Bassinet?
Yeah, Bassinet, that's his name.
Bassinet or it's either Bassnet or Bassinet. I don't
I think
remember.
it's Bassinet. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that guy, I'll tell you right now,
He's
they
pretty
got some
good. Yeah,
that
he's
guy's a
pretty
silent
good.
killer, man. I never heard of him, but he's oof.
Well, apparently he's been arm wrestling a long time too. And I've heard of him, but I've never seen him or met him before. I don't know if he's competing much, but he gave him and Sean had a war on the left. And Sean was almost pinned and Sean came back and beat him. It was pretty epic. Uh, it was good.
Yeah, it was cool actually. Yeah.
And then
No, he did
Sean
a
and
good
John
job.
was pretty entertaining too. Yeah.
That was from Grand Prairie. He's a guy from Grand Prairie.
Yeah, yeah, and he's good. He
He did really
surprised me. He's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish I
I
told
remember
him.
his name because of how good he did.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Next year, I'm going to be so conditioned. I'm going to crush John next year, and I'm definitely competing in the supers next year. No doubt about it.
Well, speaking of kind of like getting that rematch type of thing, I guess Jesse Harrow ended up beating Jordan Weeb in the tournament.
Did he?
Yeah, he got some revenge. I don't remember what arm, but he
Oh,
got first place. So good on Jesse for kind of making an adjustment there,
yeah, yeah. Oh, see, he had
and good
time to
on Jordan.
think about what he was doing wrong. Yeah, yeah. Heat of the
Yeah, no,
moment,
totally.
everything else. Yeah. Who did you after pull with everyone, Zach? Zane's wondering.
Oh, I was after pulling as much as I could, as many people as I could, to the point where I had nothing left, and I was just like gripping up, and I was trying, but there was nothing I could even do. People were laughing. They're like, "Yeah, you're done." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
tried
you
after
just
pull
stayed.
as much as I can.
Yeah, I end up leaving. I'm like, yeah, okay, see you, Zach. I'm like, I'm leaving. Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
endurance isn't that bad. It's like my think about this. My chest physical endurance is actually pretty good. Probably because I'm lean, I'm fit, for my age, I'm
Yeah,
in really good condition for my age and stuff, like
yeah,
compared, just on an average, I'll say.
yeah.
But my arm endurance, because my hands are so small, so they blow up quick. And people, like, man, people don't realize, like, it looks like my arms are kind of big, right? They look
Yeah,
kind of big, right?
yeah, yeah.
I have 13 and a half, 13 and 3/4 inch forearm,
How
and
much body fat you have, which is none. Is there?
like
That's
a
good.
14 and a 1/4 inch bicep. Let me tell you
Yeah.
right now, Daryl Johnson, it looks like his arm's twice the size of mine. His
Oh yeah.
bicep, like, I don't know how big it is, probably like 15 and a half inches, I'd have to say.
His
And he has
forearm's huge.
like a like a 15-inch forearm, maybe
Yeah.
bigger. Like, it's insane. These guys, and same with that Jacob Lee guy. I mean, that guy knows
For
what
their
he's doing. He
size.
puts a large baggy shirt on so no one sees him, and then just comes out with freaking 17-inch arms. It looked like, man, the guy had massive
All
guns.
his weight, Jacob, all his weight's in his arms, it looks like.
Dude, he's got 50 pounds here, 50 pounds here,
Yeah.
and then 50 pounds the rest of his body. That's it.
I
Like,
know. I know.
no,
I know.
both those
He
guys,
was
like, in my
impressive,
division,
man. He won four
the top
fucking axes.
is difficult.
Yeah, four axes.
You got 4 axes. I mean, I think what I need is just synthol in. No, I'm just joking, but
You
I
know what
do
I
need to
think's
get my.
funny is that Hutchins wouldn't even grip up with anybody
No,
at all. No, no, no one. Even on the seminar, I thought we were all going to get a chance to grip up. No way.
he
He
didn't have
said,
to pull.
nope, nope. I was a
Hmm.
little disappointed. So Todd, if you probably ain't watching this, but if you ever watch it next time, it'd be really nice just to feel your hand. You don't even got to pull, just like grip up, like Sean got a picture with a few guys because of Sean, because he didn't want it to go on the table with anybody. But then Sean goes, "Oh, can you just like go on the table with me and get a picture?" And then Sean started drilling him with questions,
Yeah.
because he
Yep.
wanted to prove a point to him about pronation. But and it worked. Todd I had to agree with him. But I mean, then people started coming up getting pictures on the table with Todd, and I was like, "Fuck, I should have waited." But
Yeah.
either way, Todd's a good guy. I mean, actually, he in the tournament, he talked to me for like 20 minutes. I was sitting beside him, and he
Yeah.
was letting me know everything. He basically told me what I knew. Yeah, you got smoked in the setup, and basically you had nothing. So you were just arm wrestling a losing battle, like right off the go. And I'm like, yep, fair enough. And then you know
Yeah.
what though? Vern came up. I like Vern. You know what? That guy's amazing. How can you not love Vern Martell? He's an idol, he's a legend, but he's also humble and he also cares about people. And I was really bummed out. Like I was. I've never lost a super match. I was like upset. And he goes, Brian, goes, pat yourself on the back, man. He goes, you know what? You just got through 2 years of arm wrestling. John's been arm wrestling forever. You actually did pretty good. You lost the setup, but it's not like he pinned you easily. I'm like, oh yeah.
It
And he's
worked
like,
for
yeah,
it.
just learn from it. He goes, but you did good. And I was like, well, that's nice. And actually, I felt better because I'm like, Vern doesn't have to say that to me. Like, why does he even care about me? You know what I mean? So anyway, heartwarming moment. He's one of my favorite arm wrestlers now because I think he's such a genuine good person. So
Yeah.
yeah. Big shout out to Vern Martell. I mean, living legend. And you know what? You can make a big difference in a lot of people's lives in arm wrestling just by words like that. So it meant a lot to me. So Throwing it out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, everything went good. It went smooth. Good production, good stream. It was commentated well.
Yeah.
Good job to Kyle Evanoff.
I think next year it's going to be
And
fucking huge.
I think it
It,
was his wife that was helping out
yep. And
to
I
plan
think,
this or something like that.
yeah. Fuck, I forget his name. Good guy though. Nice guy. Um, he's one of the guys.
Okay.
I can't think. I have a brain fart. But anyways,
Yeah.
really good
Yeah.
guy. Tattoos, power. He was a strong. Comes from strong man. Really nice guy.
Oh, you're not talking about fucking Josh, are you?
No, no. Josh DeVoe. I mean Josh.
Yeah.
No, not Josh
Okay. I was
DeVoe.
like, there's no way you're talking about
No,
Josh.
that guy, the guy that was doing the commentary and help set up everything, picked Todd up from the airport and all that.
Okay,
And he
yeah.
had his girlfriend, and his girlfriend had tattoos and shit too.
That's who I was showing now. That's Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. There you go. I
That's
forgot
why I
his
said
name.
Kyle Evanoff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
bad with names though until you get
Oh,
programmed.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I was shouting out. I was saying good job to them for commentating, doing such a good job. They both did such a good job,
Excellent,
throwing it all
excellent
together.
job.
And
And I
the
think
rest of
next
the
year they better prepare for like 400 entries because you know what? It was so fucking good. It is
it was
Mayhem at the Mall. It's that, and maybe and the atmosphere I actually like better. Just because
it was
it's
good.
a
It was good.
friendly, homely atmosphere, right? Mayhem at the Mall gets a little chaotic because it's in the mall.
Yeah, and not everyone there is an arm wrestler. You know what I mean?
No,
With that, at least the thing about the Grand Prairie tournament was there's a few like people who was their first time, but even the people who was their first time, they seemed genuinely passionate about arm wrestling. It just anyone that was there, you knew
you
loved arm
know,
wrestling.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's kind of why it's going to be a good tournament because you know that everyone there is just passionate about the sport.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Well,
next
yeah.
year we'll maybe
They
next
just
year
said it.
we'll on
You just said some Thunder Bay guys want to come. The will come next year. See, we get guys
yeah,
from
no,
Ontario. That'd be amazing.
lots of time to prepare. And I mean, now that people know that like this year that level was so high, if you want to test your level and really know where you're at, it's a good spot to do it.
Oh, it's a good level, man. Good
Either-
level. I mean, we got national champs, world champs, everything's showing up. So we got strongmen,
Oh, exactly.
ex strongman, like Jay Smith. He's an ex strongman, right? That guy's a monster. I wanted to pull him though. I
That
did.
guy's still
Yeah, I wanted to pull him, but I was like, oh, I don't know. Next year, I'm just gonna be so strong. The super match isn't gonna affect me, and I'll just
well, I mean, dude, the thing about Jay is
the
I think
raw
he's
horsepower is
he's
there.
always the strongest guy at the table.
Oh,
Whenever he
I
plays
think the
somebody,
strongest. Yeah,
he's always the strongest guy.
gotta get on him quick. That's all. Yeah,
If
and
if
he's
Jay
working on it.
if Jay can do one of two things, I think he could be a real threat to pretty much anybody.
Oh, I think so
One,
too.
get fast, which is totally possible. Just because you're used to one thing doesn't mean your body can't learn a new thing, man.
Well, exactly. And
Definitely, if
even
he
be
has training
fast. Even if
dedicated,
he can get fast,
that,
just to get hand control.
he could find something. But there is a secondary option. There are guys out there, like it looks like David Dadikin, that
Yep.
load 100% into themselves, not into the opponent. And if
Yeah.
you don't know what the difference of that
I know what
is,
it is because
when
I
you're
do
loading
it.
into yourself. Imagine there's no opponent, and you had just had to fight someone who was telekinetic, and you had to just try to hold yourself there, and someone was telekinetic.
Yeah. Picture it about to hit you, and you just
Exactly.
brace for it. Yeah, just brace.
Into you, right?
Jump no
It's
power.
fundamental just connectivity. The more energy it takes to move that mass, so it's going to make you more neurons firing. It doesn't go down when you lose weight. That's better. So he's
Well, I
going to get
used to think I used to
strong.
think speed was a little guy thing, but after pulling Solomon from Saskatchewan, no man, the biggest guys can be fast. That guy's a
Oh yeah.
big, thick guy, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be slow. I'm like, oh, someone told me pressed before the match. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, I'm gonna be so fast getting on his hand. First one was like boom, and I was like, what the hell? And then off the pad. And the next
Yep.
one, he shot in so fast, I was on my bicep in like a second. I was like, how does a guy like you move like that? Like, I don't even get it.
Do you know who's another guy who's deceivingly fast? And when I say deceivingly fast, I mean you'll see it and be like, was that possible? Like, you'll question what you just saw. He's
Yeah.
in the chat a lot. He's Dakota's dad.
Oh, yeah,
Roger
Roger.
Shipton.
Yeah, I know
That
he's
guy,
fast, man. Yeah.
that anyone who says, "Oh, I'm too big to be fast," or "I'm too big, I'm slow,"
Mm,
I'll just pull up a video of Roger.
yeah,
Roger's a
yeah.
pretty big guy.
You
He's
remember
not
when
the
he
biggest
pulled?
guy, but pretty big, and
You,
that
me-
guy's fast.
you remember when Mark tried to pull him? I was like, Mark, you got to load on yourself, and he's like, I don't know what you mean, and I'm like, Mark, you got to brace for it, and then every time, bam, bam, bam. I was like, okay, it's over. Yeah, it was so fast. Yeah,
If you okay, I always say be the aggressor, but if you know that you're slower, don't instantly catch, but be the aggressor in another way. Like you said, get hand control. So
yeah,
fight for a different angle that you know
yeah.
you can win, or that you might win. Don't
Yeah.
just
And if you
fight for an angle you
get,
know.
yeah, if you get and you know you can give 100% of
You
your
still
power
want to be
to,
the aggressor. You don't just want to default to defense.
no,
You want
no,
to
no.
okay, try to keep the hand or something, right? Something.
Yeah,
It could be just not even the hand, maybe just the height, keeping your hand above. Even if he takes your hand, you're able to wedge your body and kind of jam it. You know what I mean?
well, exactly. I do a little
There's
bit.
many options. You got. Yeah, I was hearing someone talk today about it was Jason Merlot. I was watching something that while I was at work, and he was talking about how he was kind of he was when he was explaining his match that he recently had at Knuckles Up to someone.
And
He was
Control
kind of
City.
he kind of surprised himself. He's like, I can't believe that like I thought of all these things in like a quarter second. I thought of like 30 different things and reacted in like a quarter second. I don't know how I did it, but like I knew all these things in that moment, you know? Once you get good enough, your mind starts working in tandem with itself. Like that makes no sense what I just said.
Well, no, I understand what you're saying.
But no,
Totally.
you can start to automatically do things without telling yourself to do them. You'll be doing them. So you'll be consciously doing one thing while still doing a bunch of others
Yeah.
unconsciously. So it's really cool because yeah, he knew, oh, this that. Okay, yeah. But it's all happening in the moment and you really only have one conscious thought at a time. But
Mhm.
unconsciously, you're doing like 7, 8 things at once. It happens a lot in other things. It's just really cool to see it in arm wrestling because it happens so quick, but so many things go through your heads. People can sit there and talk about 20 seconds of pulling for 3 hours. You know
No, I
what I
know.
mean?
I can.
There was only
I
20
do it all
seconds
the
that
time.
happened, but they can break
Yeah.
it down to what happened, why they did it, why they started doing that, why they trained for that, why they don't train for that, what happened, why they get injured when they did. Like you can break every moment down into like years of leading up to that moment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Really easily with arm wrestling because everything's a lesson, and you learn. It jumps from one lesson to the next.
No, it's true. And you always leave an event, a tournament, a super match with things like, I know I need to work on this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, like right now, when we next practice, so what Sean wants to do is he wants us to do, we're gonna get a ref, and it'll be you
Yep.
and me, or me and Sean, or you'll be ready, whoever it is, and we're gonna do the whole setup, everything, and right on the ready go, we're just gonna hold, and then we're gonna analyze who's got the best position,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like what did we do wrong? You know what I mean? And then we'll
So
do it
that
again.
you train your mind.
Yeah, we're gonna start training our mind. Yeah, so that way, because I really need help on the setup, and Sean came up with this, and I was like, Sean, that will fucking fix me for sure. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely will. Especially if we make it a practice where we do it for 10, 15 minutes every practice, where we're just like, okay, let's work on setups just quick. You know what I mean?
Fastest route to get to the strongest version of yourself,
Mm.
besides blasting a bunch of gear, which can be faster,
Yeah,
is to seek out your weaknesses
yeah,
and make them not weaknesses.
yeah.
If that's all your plan is to always seek out what your current weakest
You
point
weak
is,
at, yep,
you'll always have a weakest point. And if you can
yep,
just make that weakest point a little bit stronger, make it not your
every
weakest
time.
point, the next, boom, 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 you will strategically cover all your bases. You're not gonna get injured. And
Yeah,
you'll rise, right? Like look
yeah,
at Uncle John. He took a
yeah.
year off. I think he's doing great. He beat Paul Passmore. That's a huge win.
He beat Paul Passmore. He became fifth in North America on the left.
So what he did was show what dedication can do. He's obviously dedicated. He wouldn't have been able to do it unless he was,
He
right?
did.
So
He
he took
left.
time off
So yeah,
and he just focused on what am I doing wrong? How do I fix it? Who can, I'm guessing he got some advice from people and he just stuck to it. Your body will adapt every like 6 weeks or something to
mhm.
training regimes or
Well, and
something. I heard.
he was always a good puller. The only thing that didn't hurt him, but when he got really light, he lost a lot of his power, right? So now that he's been putting the weight back on, and he's actually working out like all the time, he's actually gotten to be a really strong guy, like really strong.
And yeah, and to what I was saying is, you gotta every time you try something new, you gotta give it time to see if it works. Don't just try it for a couple weeks or even a month and be like,
Oh,
no,
3 months. They say 3 months, min.
Well, I was gonna say 6 weeks, your body will start to change. Like,
Yep, yep.
if you never ran before and you start today, you start running to learn how to do a marathon. I think what I've heard is at 6 weeks is like that one of those first steps where you start to boom. There's a big difference.
Okay,
Your body
yeah.
starts
Responding. It starts responding because they know. Yeah.
Everyone's different, obviously. I mean, I'm not
Well,
saying
I always use the analogy of, let's say you get a new job, start a new job, a physical job, like a labor job. The first day, you're like, oh my God, your hands, you're sore. That week,
yeah,
you're like, I don't know if I can do this job. And then 2, 3 weeks later, all of a sudden you start getting used to it.
better.
Now you're doing good. Within 3 months, you're fucking acing the job.
Child play, yeah.
But I
Totally.
think we can. I think there's some relevance though. If you look at arm wrestling, you just got to stick with it and rinse and repeat, and make the body think that it has to do this forever.
Yeah, and this is the truth. Is no matter what you do in the gym, and people got to remember this because it's good to get handles. It's good to get all this stuff to train in the gym with. It's great. All that spare time where you can't arm wrestle, devote it to getting all those angles. Devote it to all that. But one day of table time, getting on the table and actually pulling with someone, it's worth 5 days of gym time.
Yep. Well, it is when it comes to arm wrestling. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not easy to get that every day, right?
No.
But so every time that you're alone, yeah, get those handles, get all the angles, get everything.
Well, especially if you're doing arm wrestling specific training. A lot of guys make the mistake.
Right?
They train in the gym, but like it's not much carryover. I mean, you can work on your strength, do your core exercises, but you got to be doing the pronation, riser, supination.
Here's one part of training that everyone forgets. When I say everyone, I mean probably 90% of people, and that's not a joke. It's this. In an arm wrestle, people are going to be hitting and bouncing off your arm, okay? So you got to, at some point in training, mimic that with impact training. Godzilla does it.
Yeah, it's isometric training.
Exactly. It's impact training is over half of arm wrestling is your arm taking large impacts at weird angles. That's over half of it. 50% of the physical time you're arm wrestling, you're taking weird angle hits. So 50% of your training, if you want to train the best for arm wrestling, this is just basic thought here, but should be impact training. Now, the reason why it's not, if people are wondering, why don't
people don't want to break their tendons?
No one does that. Yeah. Injury. You're very prone to injury. Now, the reason why you're less prone to injury on the table is because as someone rips you open, when you're in practice, at least subconsciously, you're letting off a lot sooner, and they're also letting off, and they're not driving. The weight can't let off at all. It's bang. It's the same every time. Gravity's pulling it the same way. They are going to be different angles slightly every time. They're going to be letting off more. So you're
Underbias punches this way, comes this way, goes that way.
Exactly. Right?
So, and it's constant shocks to the tendons too.
What you want to do is you want to get a light band or something and get all those angles and either actively attack those angles yourself or attach a weight to the band, a low weight, and just take hits in all those angles with low weights. But I'm talking take 150 hits, 200 hits in each angle. Pick 2 or 3 that you think you're going to get opened up in. Boom, boom. That will work. That'll work wonders, man. When I was doing that, I used to do that for the freaking like this. Now when someone goes to flop me on my right, especially,
just boom.
I got a mean defense for the flop on my right. Mean.
Well, we do right now, Dale and us, like we all get together on Sundays and we do our big bicep day. And we have one with the Gripzilla. Well, they're not Gripzilla, they're clones. I printed them on my printer, but there's just a handle of a hand kind of, and then the rubber band goes in between. But we put a 45-pound plate on it, right? And we sit there, and with the hand, we take it in whatever position we want, whether it's riser or if it's supinated, and we do. We just freaking let that 45-pound plate bang, 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 and we do that until the arm just gives out. When the arm falls, we can't take it anymore. We're done. Yeah. And we do that every week now. So,
because I mean, when you're activating your muscles and contracting them. All the pressure goes onto the muscles because that's what the load is being transferred, right?
Yeah.
When you're static, the tendon, the muscle is contracting onto the
Now
tendon.
it's all in the tendon now. Yep.
And the tendon's attached to the bone, so the tendon is now taking all the force.
Yep.
In
Anytime
arm
you're doing
wrestling,
statics, anytime you do
when
anything
you're in
statically,
control, when you're in control, your tendons are
Mhm.
activated more than the other guy as well.
yeah.
It's almost impossible to have more tendon activation and be losing. I mean, maybe some weird Kings move you could say there's a lot more tendon activation, but most of the time,
Unless you're just
when you're static, you're in control because you have
most
the
of the
ability.
time, unless there's a huge strength gap. Yeah, then it could
Well,
be.
that's where it comes down to.
Yeah.
What I do know is this: traditionally, like just in arm wrestling, traditionally, being static is much better than being active.
Yep, I agree.
Just straight traditionally, it's better to
Devin
be
a lot of
static.
times it's just that static,
There's now once you get a hand control, that's when you try to contract your muscles. That's once you get some hand control,
That's
boom,
what
you can activate the back muscles and start contracting and get some
Yeah.
arm contraction. Totally.
Yeah.
But off the go, before you have hand control,
Yeah.
I wouldn't focus on contracting your muscles too much. Maybe your wrist, obviously.
Yeah.
But everything
you
else
want
is
that
more
static and
you wanna
then get
hold.
what you want. Yeah.
For my style, obviously, there's different styles.
I think most styles, unless you're hitting to the pad, unless you're going right for the pad, I think it's 90% of styles.
Yeah. And even when you go to the pad, I mean, like the way I go to the pad, I lock my tendon and drive, right? But most people usually they do an active pull as they go, right? They try to actively pull, which works really good, especially if I'll say a couple things here for anybody. I learned that if you're very loose in the setup and don't grip somebody and force them to hang on to you, and I'm talking don't grip them at all, as soon as there's a go, I said it's for the acceleration factor, but it wasn't just the acceleration factor because you can accelerate more. It was the freedom of movement factor that really screwed me. As soon as I went to make a movement, they did a slight, like they just waited, adjusted, and just curled me in and just went right to the pad. Yeah. So I learned that even though you might have the advantage, power can just blow straight fucking through you.
We were just talking about that today, about how power
and that muscle activation. That was no static, nothing.
Yeah.
That was 100% muscle activation.
No, I know.
So even I'm saying, oh, it's always stronger. I got fucking blown through doing that by someone who just did nothing but muscle activation. So
yeah,
I mean, you get good enough, maybe that's the better way. I just
we were talking about it today, me and Dale.
Dale, be better.
Yeah, Dale's like, I just want to get so fucking strong, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
I think if Dale wants to get stronger, he has to change his style a little bit. His style right now relies on him using a lot of effort, and it works because he's able to output that effort level, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if he were to change it just slightly, it would take less effort, and he'd be putting out more. You know,
I know what you mean.
He'd be getting more for his effort. You know what I
mean? Now that he's training his hand and his pronation and rise, he used to always lose all that before easy, right?
Yeah, see, if he can, I'm telling you, man, that Dale guy has some freaking crazy hidden potential, like off the charts.
Oh yeah, and this is the first time he's ever stayed training for a length of time.
I guess it's not hidden anymore, but
oh no, I was gonna say Dale used to only train a month or two before an event, and then he would lay off and then train a month or two before the next event he wants to do. Now he's just made training a way of life and is just doing it regardless. That's the difference. That's why he's stronger than anyone's ever seen him, right?
The biggest thing, if you're just starting out and you don't know what to exercise, just look up arm wrestling fundamentals and just do that. Just
start somewhere.
Your supination, supination might not be in the fundamentals for some people. I think it is because hand control is all these movements, right? You don't want to.
You still got to supinate. Sometimes you want to.
Most top rollers, when I see a top roller lose, even when they take the hand control, it's wise because they get overpronated onto their brachialis or just right onto their forearm, and there's no power left. Like it's this power. It's like you can't.
You got to be able to pivot. Sometimes
you got to be able to defend, slide, move. You don't want to overgrip. You want to be loose, and you want to have full 360 rotational. That famous arm wrestler, he's French or something. Girard or something.
Are you talking about
Pascal Girard? Gerald Pascal?
That's somebody different. Yeah, I think
that's what I'm talking about. Gerard Pascal, or I think Pascal Girard, whichever way his name is. That guy was saying that hand control is a 360-degree thing. It's not just this. It's not just this. It's everything. There's a technique you can do where you start to lose your wrist and you buckle it and then kick it back and get it
Kick it back.
back.
I've seen that.
Done
I've
before.
seen that.
A
But
lot
that's
of new
through
people, a
that's
lot of
like more
amateur
wrist
people by
pronation.
accident. Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll start to lose wrist, and instinctively they'll like do that.
yeah,
They
yeah.
lose it to then gain
Regain
the
it.
riser back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fight the height. They don't know what they're doing, but they're trying to shoot their knuckles back up and gain knuckle height,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because they're getting dumped.
yeah.
But that's something that you got to know. You got to be able to if you're taking someone's hand and they go to do that, if you overpronate, they might just jump in on the flop, boom, boom, and then they throw it in. But if
Yeah.
you're really on that supinator, as soon as you go to do that, boom, you just took the bone line and shifted it. You can only press when you have the bone line. That's what a press is.
Yeah, that's
Being
what
on
it
top
is.
of the person's arm.
Yeah.
If you don't have the bone line, that means you're not pressing. You're rotating.
You're
It's
rotating.
physically how the human body has to work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you understand the anatomics of it, they can only press when they have the bone line. If you know someone's going in for the press, fight the bone line. They physically can't press. No matter everything else equal, they cannot press without that bone line.
Yeah.
So how do you fight the bone line? You shift down, you go further down on them, you supinate a bit, and you take the bone line. Boom, over. You still have hand control. All you did was push them over. You're not in the hook. You still have hand control. You just changed the angle.
Zane's got a question. Says, hey Zach, did the weekend alter any of your strategies for Garrett Tupper?
I think what it did for me was enforce a few things, like reinforce a few things in my mind that I need to do and what he's capable of. I'm seeing now exactly where I think my right arm is. And I know now, I think that this match is within, like, it's going to be a lot closer. Like, even if, let's say, heaven forbid, he flashed me 3 times, I still think that it was a lot closer than it looked. Because knowing everything, I think my potential ability is, I think if I go in there and do everything right, I honestly believe that I can beat him. And what happened this weekend kind of reinforced a few things. Things that I felt, things that I experienced, kind of just where I'll be the day of the match, what I'll be doing, where he'll be, what he'll be doing. I think I know the answers there. So if I know the answers already, and I'm kind of preparing for a worst case scenario, that I'll tell you what, if everything goes well, it'll look really good one way or the other.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great, man. Oh, I got some news. So not good news, nothing great. Just figured I'd throw it in. So remember I was debating on going back to Sandris or whatever.
Yeah.
So what I talked to him about today is I said, listen, I have a group of guys that I'm training with now, and we're doing some stuff for like power, right? That's basically what we're doing. But I got 2 days a week that if you want to give me a routine, but like something like it's got to be something consistent so I get really strong in whatever areas I work on those 2 days. And if you can figure out maybe something a half hour in the evening, something I can do like outside of what I'm already doing, right? So he's gonna conjure all this up for me, and because he knows that I'm serious. Like this year, it's three heavy days a week, and then it's pulleys like 6 days a week, and it's blood flow 7 days a week. Like it's like I'm not screwing around. It's gonna be oh yeah. I should be able to. I don't know. We're gonna practice lots, so you can tell me my progress as I go.
Yeah,
So I
100%.
want to actually get, and that's another thing too. I haven't had a measure. So I haven't been able to get out with you guys enough, right? So I want to get out a lot so that way you can feel me, let's say this week when I come, and then a week or a couple weeks out of my match, you can tell me if I've, you know what I mean, what you feel, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, other people can tell better than I can, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, we both have some big matches coming up, so we gotta kind of tunnel vision into it.
Yeah.
I've got some decisions to make, some choices, but I'm a lot more confident now for sure. I'm confident in my ability at least.
Yeah. Well, you know something else I'm going to say too, just in case people want to use it. I noticed something. I learned something from Sean this week. So I always just thought Sean was just like crazy. But then when I watched him this week, you know what? I got to change my perspective. You know what? Instead of being nervous and fearing an outcome at the table, I need to
Yeah.
just be excited and just be like, fuck yeah, and like be jumping up and get on the table and just not give a fuck. And because I love arm wrestling, and when I practice, I feel that way. So why can't I feel that way in a match, right? So if I can start changing that mentality of just looking forward and can't wait and want to like jump in line to be on the table first, if I can start building that in my head, that motivation, I think that will be the difference too. And it will allow me to break out of my shell and be more creative on the table. Like, did you see Sean transition and shit? Like, if Sean
Oh
didn't
yeah.
make a couple, Sean would have got beat a few times and he did amazing transitions. That one guy, that Ryan Bassinet, he took Sean right near the pad. Sean fucking scooped in,
Oh yeah.
came
Oh
back, and
yeah. Sean
fucking
was
boom,
in deep
boom.
water for sure. He
Oh
was.
yeah, he's in deep waters. And then
Yeah.
John,
He was
even
in
John
danger.
got everything one time, and Sean went, "Oh shit!" But then he fucking adjusted, and then you know what I mean. And I think that's because he's excited and he's able to think while he's pulling. It's not a
Oh,
fear, scare, run feeling, right?
no, no. And I mean,
His
Sean
nerves are
is
bad sometimes for me.
Sean's unique in that aspect that Sean's able to, like I was saying, like you're doing nine things in the back of your head while you're focusing on one.
That's what I
That's
mean. Yeah,
Sean's that type of guy. He knows his body knows what he has to do already before he even did it, and he's just okay. Yeah, there's a lane for me to win here. I'm not going to give up. I'll just have to work harder to get to it, and then he'll work harder, get to it, and do it. You know what I
well,
mean? If he
exactly.
knows, oh, I'm fucked. Like he's
Well,
gone through the scenario in his brain
and he
in like a
fixed
split
it. He
second. It's like,
still
oh no,
fixed it and came back and won. Yeah,
yeah, like his analogy in the moment, like during a match, is top notch
is
for
really
sure.
good. Yeah, like, and that's what I mean. Like, you know what? I felt probably like me and Sean were probably the same strength, but I couldn't do what Sean. I needed to do what Sean did. Like Sean, he got hit in the middle, and John looked like he had everything, and I even heard Sean go, "Oh fuck!" But he fucking got out of it, and then he came back and he won. You know what I
Because
mean? Like,
he didn't over grip early.
yeah,
He was able to fight the high knuckle
yeah,
early,
like, yeah,
which isn't
yeah.
easy because you have a choice real quick. Do I want to grip a little lower so I can get a little bit more back pressure engaged, or do I want to grip higher and then he's going to pull me over, but I'll get a little more height? And it's just in the moment your body makes a decision, right?
Yep, yeah.
And with Uncle John in your head, it's like his hand's fucking crazy. I should go
That
for the guaranteed back pressure, right? Like,
that's what happened with me. Yeah, I didn't.
which in the mind it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like I know I can
yeah.
guarantee get the back pressure engaged through here, but
I
I can.
overpronated. You know what? I was so pronated, and he
Yeah,
was so on top of my hand. I just gave him a handle.
exactly. And
Yeah,
but again, like the mistakes you made weren't amateur mistakes. Like you went for a lane and he countered it. It wasn't like you'd made dumb mistakes off the bat. Like
yeah.
you did good. It's just he was a better counter puller. Countered
He's just
everything. Waited. He would wait. He was
better.
patient.
Just yep. Just a better puller. That's all. You
Better
know. So,
technically for sure. Like
yep.
the power was pretty good. Like there
I
wasn't
think
like
the power, his strength didn't scare me, but the fact I
no,
couldn't get connected, I didn't feel connected at all.
you couldn't like with Chuck. He was kind of rolling
He
into
was
under the
kind of the
forehand.
other way. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this time you were the one rolling, which and just like Chuck, yeah, you
Well,
couldn't access 100% of it, but neither
well,
could the other guy. But
and
then
a lot of
eventually,
it, yeah, and a lot of it was confidence because listen, when I go to the table normally and I grip up, even if I don't got everything, they're not all they're hardly around my hand, right? So I'm like,
exactly,
it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get what I want anyway,
Uncle
right?
John was on your hand
But
like
with
this.
John, it was a sense of insecurity right away because for one, he had more coverage than I've ever felt in my hand, other than Matt and Josh Bellin, right? But always gripping up with Matt, it's like that, Josh, you know what I mean? But I didn't expect it like that, you know? And I think yeah, it just worried me because I'm like, well, if he's got all that covered, what am I supposed to do? Then I'm thinking I want to hook him. That's what I wanted to do. But because I can hook. If we're in practice and we both start, if we start a hook, I can start starting a hook with most people and I can hook. But to get there or get where I want in a hook in a match, I just never, I got to start practicing that. That's like that setups, not ready goes. I'm actually pretty good on the ready goes. It's the setups and how to go inside when I want. That's what
Yeah,
I got to really, once I learn those things, holy fuck, it's going to be
I'll
over.
tell you now, man. I'm really good at knowing. But again, just like Sean, I'm really good at knowing when to go inside. But it's my own body. I
Yeah.
know because I'm always looking for that lane. I'm always looking for when to shoot in. Right.
I recognize when to do it, but I just don't. It's not programmed in me to
Like I
like.
was saying, yeah, it's
It's
one
weird.
thing to know how to do it, but like what I did, where I knew how to do this setup I did, but it took so much out of me that it cost too much.
Yeah, no,
Well,
exactly.
I'm disappearing into the dark, it looks like here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's better than earlier. Earlier you were just like a polygon, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
pixel.
I'm outside right now. It's not even that late yet. It's just getting
You're
a little
better.
dark.
Your audio and video is way better now that you're outside. Yeah, you must
Yeah,
have been near electrical panel or something.
something interfering with it.
If you're near a breaker panel, that can knock your phone right out. Yeah. Yep,
Totally.
yep, yep. Oh, I started my Integra today.
Oh shit, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Because I blew them. The first motor I built, it blew up in the shop, and all the fucking shit from the motor flew into my exhaust. So
Oh,
basically, I'm just trying to burn off the fucking shit in my exhaust right now. I don't know
geez.
if it ever will burn out. I think I might have to get it actually taken off, and then you know, I just
Damn.
don't want to pay for that, right? But anyway, yeah. So I had her fired up. I'm going to do the break-in next week for sure, and then it's going to go for body work. So
Yeah.
600
Oh,
horse Integra.
are you
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
send those you able to send me that handle in the mail?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I got to send you something else too. Yeah,
That's what I mean, yeah.
yeah, yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah.
For
Thanks
sure.
for reminding me. Well, I just got home and my brain's been just
Oh,
clouded, but I'll
yeah, I
get,
know how it is, bro.
yeah, I'll get it right out to you. Yeah. No, it's been busy because I was gone. So all my clients and all my business is just backed up. So now it's like, fuck yeah, I had a good time, but now I got to work my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I posted a little short video of your and Uncle John's match. I didn't put any of the pins
I,
or anything. I just
I
took a
know,
little
I know.
peek,
I see that. Yeah, yeah, it's good.
just so people
Didn't
go
get a
and check
picture
it
with
out.
him though. You know what? We hung out all night and we had a great time,
You
man.
didn't get a picture? What?
I didn't because we were just hanging out. Like
That's true,
it
yeah.
was pretty cool. Yeah, it was fun. We stayed up. Like me, Sean, and him went to the casino. It was a lot of fun, man. So
Yeah, dude. I almost didn't get a photo with them. We were out there hanging outside the venue like way late after because obviously we the diehard fans, we hang out till freaking 2 a.m.
oh, I know, I know. I
No, but
woke up with you in bed. Yeah, I was like, whoa. When did you get home?
a different bed. Let's
Oh
let's
yeah, different
clarify.
bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah. We shared a hotel room with two
Yeah.
queens. Yeah,
But freaking yeah, no, I barely got the picture with him. I was like, oh yeah, someone take a picture. I remember it, and then a couple other people got a picture too in the moment. They're like, oh shit, yeah.
yeah.
But I mean,
No, you were
yeah,
smart. Yeah,
people
I
can
could
see
have. He was too
that.
busy rubbing in my face that he beat me. So yeah, and then I got his contact and shit. So I got him.
Yeah,
I put him on WhatsApp, and all I get is "Hello, dickhead." like, and then he comes up after the match. We're all hanging out outside, right?
yeah.
And John comes up. You know, Brian. He's like, you know what it really was in the match? And I said, what? And he goes, it's that fucking vagina of yours. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I'll kick your ass right now, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? He had me laughing. Yeah, he bugged me for a bit.
He's a
And
funny guy. He's a funny guy.
oh, he's funny. Yeah, yeah.
No, dude, you did really good. You did really good. Like he's been in the sport a lot longer than you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 20 years probably. I don't know. A long time
I
anyway.
I, I don't know exactly how many years, but
No,
he's been
I
in
don't know
long,
exactly, but I know it went back to 2013 in the heirs program. So it's at least 11.
at least 11. So I
Yeah.
mean, same
So
with me. I mean, I was pulling guys who had much more experience than me, man. I'm
yeah.
coming up on 3 years. My first time ever on a table will be 3 years in December. My first time at a tournament will be 3 years in March. And I feel like I can hang with some of the guys that have been doing it for 10 plus years.
Oh, Sean said he got a picture with me and John.
Hey,
He's fucking.
Sean the
He
freaking
was. Yeah,
man.
Sean always thinks fucking.
Yeah.
Don't know how, but he does. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's awesome.
Sean's
Yeah.
certified the man.
He might have sent it to me. I don't know if he did or not. Yeah. I might have to look. Oh, it wasn't me. He's lying. It was me and Todd. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you had me
Sean
excited,
was the
Sean.
man.
What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I
No.
mean, I'm probably gonna have to get off here. It's getting real dark, so I'm gonna be a freaking ghost in the background here
Oh
soon.
yeah, no worries, no worries.
But I gotta go get some food. Me.
Well, overall, the event was a success. I think it was fucking awesome. And you know what? It was good enough that I'll drive 7 hours out there again next year. For sure I will. Even if I don't get to pull John, I'm gonna go back. Yeah. So and I
Yeah,
think next year is gonna be 400 people. Easy.
yeah. Next
Easy.
year I'm with my right arm. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna save it. I
Oh,
only
I'll
say
pull left next year. I'll be ready left-handed next
yeah,
year.
it's not that I don't think I would have been ready. It's just I had a slight tweak. I just didn't want to a slight tweak in the arm, so I didn't want to take a hit and it like turn into an injury or something, right? So
Oh yeah, no
I
worries.
did a
Hey,
bunch of after pulling. I met some good guys. I met a guy named Roger Raskaukis.
oh yeah, the guy that builds the tails. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was a real cool guy. And another
yeah.
guy, I can't remember his name though, unfortunately. There's so many names. Cool guy. I think he was also Edmonton. Real cool guys. They said they watched the pod, so I was real happy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, a bunch of guys did. And
They got to feel the
well,
power.
well, you know what? We'll do another night, one of these nights soon. We'll do Tuesdays always, but I'm probably gonna just have some open nights where just hey, if someone wants to come on the pod and even just get some shine and just get their
Yeah.
face out there, just message one of the three of us, either myself, Zach, or Dakota, and we can start doing these more often and just start giving a platform for some of these pullers because there's some good pullers, man. That I didn't know about Jordan Weeb, and
Yeah, dude, he
that
got
guy's a
second in
killer,
nationals,
man.
I think,
He's
right?
a
Second in nationals.
killer. Yeah.
He did
So
good in that. Yeah.
yeah, and I told him tonight. I said we'll get him on the pod, and maybe what we'll go discussion with the Manitoba boys. So one night we'll just talk with Manitoba pullers, and then
Yeah, maybe we'll get Dan Hogue on
yeah, yeah.
and Dylan Hartel. Hart.
There's one big guy from there that I thought he was pretty good. He was actually decent. Yeah,
That might have been Dan. Did he have the tattoos?
yeah. He had some tattoos. Yeah,
Tattoos. I think that's Dan Hogue. I
yeah. I
think.
like him. I like that
It's
guy.
also the guy, some Buddy Tyson, last name Tyson, Dave
Oh
Tyson.
yeah, he's so strong.
That
Oh,
guy
he's in his 50s.
he's 50, yeah, but
Yeah.
man, that's
Did
just a
you
number, dude. That
did
guy
you see
is
him pull?
dude, he's strong. And
Yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah.
dude, he reminds me of like Jay, if Jay was a little faster.
Yeah, if Jay was
Yes,
fast.
dude, when that guy, as soon as that guy started driving, nothing broke. His fundamentals stayed the entire time.
Just
Like
all
that guy,
stayed solid. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
he was telling me a bit about himself on the after pull table. He's a good guy.
Yeah, well, I messed up not bringing those mics and that, and we got to start taking more advantage of this shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a better camera so everyone
I'm
can
actually
see over there.
shopping. I'm shopping, and I'm gonna buy used though. I always buy a marketplace.
Do it, yeah,
I'll get a
because we
professional
can get
camera off somebody that upgraded. Yeah,
because we can get some good footage for everyone that's watching and stuff, kind of so that they feel like they're at the event, kind of with us. That'd be awesome.
that's what I want to do. I want to do that.
Then
I want
we can rewatch it and it kind of brings back the
yeah,
memories better.
we can recreate
It was a
it.
good time. It was definitely a good time. And the female division was good too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, really good.
I
Maria
want to mention
Peterson,
that.
Krista
Yep.
Flicka. No, overall it was really, really good. I mean, everybody was good. Actually, the level, even the kids, man. Did you see the kids?
Yeah, there
Can't
were some
forget
good
that.
kids, man. Some of those kids were peeling me open.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, great job to Twist Masters, and yeah, I think everything went good. Uncle John, Uncle Todd, they were all there.
Oh, looks like we got Jody Harper quickly in the chat.
Hey,
Just want to say thanks. Hopefully, I get my handle tomorrow. I'm hoping it's coming. If it's Jody, I don't know. It just says Pain Plan Arm Wrestling, but I'm assuming it might be him. And I'm gonna actually, you know what? Fuck this shit. So we're getting off here in a sec. I'm going to do fucking some handles. Boom. If that didn't come into the chat, I wouldn't have thought of it.
yeah,
So now I get to go do some handles for like half an
some
hour.
through the fingers branded handles. Hey,
Yeah, that's what we got to look at. Getting that.
maybe through the fingers we'll make some budget handles because I know there's a lot of
Yeah,
expensive handles out there. Maybe
yeah.
we'll make some budget handles. They'll still be good, but they'll be cheaper, more affordable. Like not going to be obviously the best
No,
quality.
no, affordable and easy for people to get and access.
Yeah, we don't want to
Actually,
compete at the high level. There's enough
well,
guys high level
yeah, and
stuff.
another thing is I still got some handles from when I was with Armfinity.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sell them now because I'm not part of Armfinity. Like I'm
no,
not,
we can give them away maybe.
but I'm going to start doing some. We're going to get monetized soon. Actually, people, if you can help us get monetized, share or do
We can
something.
if we can get subscribers to 500, we can get monetized. That's all we
Yeah,
need.
and if we get monetized, then what I want to start doing is just like little things. Like I'll ask something in the chat, and boom, you want a handle, and I'll ship it out to you. That's what I want to do. I want to do some shit like that where we just give away shit because I got lots of shit to give away. So
100%.
yeah. So, but
Okay,
anyway,
guys, that's pretty freaking
I just got
Forward to
Diaglas.
that. Got the egg rolls. Time to go.
No, Diaglas. It's Lebanese
Oh,
food, but it's good. Yeah,
me, the egg rolls.
yeah. But yeah. Sorry, Zach.
Oh, no issue, man.
But
Yeah, my
yeah,
camera's not picking myself up anymore.
no worries. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate you coming on and got to talk some shit. So I don't know. We'll be back on one night soon, and if not, we'll be definitely on Tuesday night. So we'll see you soon.